It's time for the sandbox news. This week there's new realistic simulated hair, updates to Hidden, a new map, and a bunch of stuff has been removed. Construct has gotten updated this week. Instead of having a bright orange sunlight like it did last week, it's now this really dull gray. There are some updates to the warehouse too. So if we go inside, there's a nice looking checkerboard pattern on the wall. So this is some sort of missing texture. There are some airs now too. Also, the inside of this warehouse seems really dark for some reason. There are some updates to the parking garage too, so there are some missing textures and a bunch of error signs everywhere. Construct has also gotten insane frame rate improvement. So last week, the frame rate in Construct was awful. I was getting 20 frames per second in some spots. And it turns out there's a weird bug in Sandbox where it was rendering the entire map at once. That's since been fixed, and now I'm getting 50 frames per second, which is still really low. But Sandbox is still a very early work in progress, and the game will get optimized a lot more later on. There's new HD realistic real-time simulated hair. When I walk around, you can see this HD realistic hair moves. That's crazy. So this is just a basic jiggle bone, but it looks so cool. Unfortunately, you can't spin around like a helicopter. Your hair seems to get teleported back to its original position. There's also new pants. These pants are called the Tracky Bottoms. These pants come in two colors. There's gray and a black version. The new hair comes in 3 colors as well. The player appearance editor has been changed a little. Now instead of boring text boxes, it actually shows you a preview of what the outfit pieces look like. It doesn't look like we can see the name of these items anymore, but a picture is definitely a lot better. I imagine at some point all of these menus will probably get reworked, so I wouldn't worry too much about missing things in the menu. Oh, it looks like Office also has the missing fire extinguisher models. This model must have been renamed. There have been some updates to Hidden. The Hidden has some new abilities, so if you hold down right click, you can charge up an insta-kill. Looks like it attacks automatically after you click it, so you have to time it well. If you jump onto a wall, you can hold shift to stay attached to it, and then you can jump off of it. I wonder if I can climb up the invisible wall. No, it doesn't look like it. You can also feed on people's corpses to refuel your health bar once you've defeated an enemy, and there's a new pipe bomb weapon. This looks like a regular grenade. It doesn't really look like a pipe bomb to me, but if I throw it, let's see what happens. Whoa, that's crazy. Wow. Okay, here's the enemy. I've taken him out. Let's eat the corpse. Does this actually work? Oh, I'm eating the corpse. Yeah, I think I ate the corpse. Find the other player, and let's see if we can insta-give them. Wow, that's crazy. And apparently I said beep, I'm all alone here. The humans have new voice lines, so if I press V, I'm not sure if that's the default keybind, it's V for me. I can see a radio menu, and I can play sounds. Looks like there's only one voice line that I can play right now, and this radio menu is kind of bad. You have to click on it to actually play the sound. That's so weird. And like the sensitivity is so low on here. So you can hear it plays a voice line when I use the voice line menu. That's pretty crazy. I thought there were supposed to be more voice lines, but maybe they haven't been implemented yet. There's also a new HD realistic flashlight particle. So we can see it here. It doesn't look very good here. It's kind of floating attached to nowhere in the air. That's kind of strange. Let's check it out in NPC Zombie Horde. This flashlight particle is so cool. It's so realistic. I just love how it looks. It's so realistic. It's epic, crazy. It's so realistic. Wow. There's a new Unicycle Frenzy Map. This map is called Quarry, and as you might expect, it's set inside of a quarry. Looks like there's marble squares everywhere. I'm going to play this map at the end of the video. It looks like there's also some floating letters around the map, and they disappear. I think these are collectibles. Yeah, I got an F. Here's an R. I think this just says Frenzy, like Unicycle Frenzy. I'm not entirely sure what they do. I assume you'll get some sort of achievement for collecting them all. So I got the E. Oh, I've crashed. I'm going to play this map at the end of the video. The glow in Sandbox has been removed. So if you remember, the glow in Sandbox was really buggy and really broken. Originally, Sandbox had a somewhat decent glow. It was kind of buggy, and it was missing a lot of features, but it worked. And then somewhat recently, it got replaced with a new glow, which had a lot more bugs. than the previous one, but now it's been completely removed, so there's no more glow in S&box by default. The idea is to make glow an add-on thing, so individual games will have to implement their own glow systems instead of there being one default glow. Also, if you're wondering, this is not a glow, this is actually the toon shader that the players use in Boomer. The old legacy clothing has been removed, so all of these clothing models were previously in S&box. However, they were of a completely different style and a much lower quality than the new clothes that we have now. Also, a lot of the old clothes just didn't work. They weren't compatible with the new player, so it was basically just unused spam files. And now they're gone. Wow, this is crazy. Every time I open up S&box, there's a new bug. I have no idea what's going on with these crazy ceiling lights. That's pretty wild. And there's something really weird going on with my arms too. That's just S&box thing. A bunch of the old legacy shaders in S&box have been removed. There were a ton of spam shaders that just didn't work inside of the material editor. Previously, there was a massive list full of a bunch of garbage, and now we only see real shaders that actually work. Now, unfortunately, a few really cool shaders were lost in this purge. So the neat Half-Life Alyx water shader is gone. So now anything that used that is just going to be a missing texture. I'm not sure if this shader purge has something to do with these lights. I really have no idea. I've never seen this before. Also, my frame rate is really low right now. It's only 30 frames per second. This shader purge also, whoa, look at my arms. I think this shader purge is also the reason why the flags in Unicycle Frenzy are red outlines now. I think the animated tarp shader that the flags were using was removed. I'm not sure if this is related to these materials. I think this is the same material that the warehouse on Construct uses. I'm not really sure if that's related to this or if that's a different bug. Anyways, I'm sure all of this will get resolved in the future. Their pants, why are they, okay. That's crazy. I haven't worked on NPC Zombie Horde a whole lot recently. The only major update this week is I added flashlight attachments to all the weapons. So if you look at the weapons now, they all have flashlights attached to them. I have not set this up in the first person yet, except for the starting pistol and this black shotgun. Anyways, that's really crazy. That's all the S&box news. Subscribe for weekly S&box updates. And here's my playthrough of the new Unicycle Frenzy Map.